Hi, welcome back to Ageless Island, where we explore the timeless secrets of health, strength, and vitality from around the world. I'm Gina, for those of you who haven't watched my podcast before. And for this one, we're going to do something a little bit different. We just got back from our vacation to French Polynesia, and we had a really cool opportunity to meet a local guide, an expert on flora and fauna and local traditions. And we spent a whole afternoon with her. Her name is Yvette. She's from Maria VIP Tours. So if you ever get the opportunity to go to Maria, I highly suggest that you get in touch with her. She's full of interesting stories and information and just so interesting and full of energy to talk to. We have a series of interviews with her that I would like to share with you all in some upcoming episodes. I'll intersperse those with some of my other typically, talking about health episodes as well. So what I want to do is I want to start with the one about a plant or a tree called the Naupata tree. So the scientific name is the Scaevola toccata. This is what we know about the tree. It is a coastal salt-tolerant plant the Polynesians have been using for generations for eye health. It has some kind of leathery, thick leaves, green, and it's got really cute white half flowers. Looks like the flower's been cut in half, and it has little small white berries that are almost translucent. Traditional healers in Polynesia have been using the fruit or the berries from this tree for thousands of years as eye drops. And the users, when you look at stories that have been handed down, they describe the effects as immediate clarity in the vision. Even today, they're using it for pink eye, and they rely on these berries for eye health. This is what Yvette had to say. So here's a look at the experience we had.
Naupata, this tree. It's a tree that only grows on the coral island, and then this is eye drop. Clear your eyes. You want to try that?
I do.
Clean your eye. And the other one.
And then rub it in?
Oh yes. It's already in for your eye.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. It's not bad.
It's not bad. You see? Wow. Wow, perfect. Second drop. Great.
Yeah, it doesn't sting like salt water. It's just a little.
Just
you
a
feel
little
it,
bit. You feel it, and after when you wait a little bit, and then you will see your eyes is like wow, it's clear.
That is so
and
cool.
I see better. That's
Perfect.
natural Polynesian
That's amazing.
medicine.
So you got to see me put the eye drops in. And what the intriguing part is, after trying it, within 10 minutes, I noticed my distance vision because I have to wear glasses when I've been on the computer too long for distance. And within a few minutes, I could see distance better. My vision felt more clear. It felt more sharp. And the effect seemed to last for a couple of days. And I realized it could be a placebo effect. I'm not really sure, but it really seemed to make a huge difference in my vision. And I thought it was pretty amazing. So I wanted to know about the science behind this. Is there anything real that could actually be happening? So I did a little bit of research, and I looked into some of the antidotes, and literally there may be something to gain with this fruit. So this is really remarkable. Across the years of all this use of this natural remedy, there have been no adverse reactions, which is very unusual when you use a wild plant remedy. So the Naupata tree, it still grows along sandy shorelines in Florida, Hawaii, and Pacific Islands. But in Florida and Hawaii, it's actually considered an invasive plant. And it is often confused with, and you have to be very careful on this, with something we have in Florida called the inkberry. The inkberry plant looks almost identical to the Naupata. It has those same leathery leaves. It doesn't grow quite as tall, but the berries are the key. The flowers are almost the same, but the berries are like a dark blackish blue color. And this plant is toxic. So you definitely don't want to confuse these trees, and you never want to try an inkberry in your eye. I find it kind of interesting, and I understand that you want to keep native plants, but the purpose of both of these plants is to protect the sand dunes, and they both do that very well. The Naupata tree, though, actually has some health benefits, even though it can overgrow the inkberry, but the inkberry is toxic. So a part of me thinks we should probably rethink this and maybe let the Naupata tree grow and protect the sand dunes maybe more than the inkberry. That's just my thoughts on it. So can the Naupata tree actually sharpen vision? So there are some compounds in the Naupata tree that are known for antioxidant capability, anti-inflammatory, that's probably why it helps with pink eye, antimicrobial, and wound healing actions. So, in theory, it could help protect against oxidative stress. It could soothe some irritation you might have going on in your eye. It could even possibly, and more science would definitely need to be done for this, but it could support corneal repair if it could get through the right layers of the eye. And it definitely forms a protective barrier over the eye's surface. And that may have been what happened and why I noticed the clarity is just that surface tension changing in my eye for a period of time could have made my vision sharper. So it could have been something as simple as that. I don't know, but for me it really made a difference. And definitely there's a caution. You should always, if you're going to try this or you're thinking about it, always practice good hygiene. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure the berries are fresh. Rinse the fruit if you can. Apply only a drop or two. That's all I leave in my eye was a couple of drops. And if you get any pain or redness, rinse it thoroughly with water and seek medical help. And remember, there's no controlled studies and no long-term tests on the Naupata trees or the berries. So the safety risks aren't known. I'm also not a doctor. I can't recommend you do this. I just thought this was really cool and really interesting. So this coral plant may hold potential for eye health. It's something I think that's worth exploring for both out of curiosity and with caution, and always with professional guidance. Please subscribe to Ageless Island, where I'll keep you informed on things that'll keep you strong, sharp, and ageless. Thank you for watching.